Hello, I'm Jimmy Chan, and my channel is Food for HNM. I am your friendly neighborhood Holy Bible explainer. So, that is a song by Jay Chou. Jay. First name, last name, Chou. He is like the Michael Jackson. Well, Michael Jackson, he's in heaven now. But he's like the Michael Jackson of Taiwan. Everyone loves his music. But I want to bring your attention to a song called Sand Painting. Now the world is becoming more and more multilingual. Lingual means like languages. Like before there was multicultural or like multi-ethnic. Now it's becoming multilingual. More and more people are able to understand, at the very least, and speak more than one language. Why not let it be traditional Mandarin Chinese of the Taiwanese people, and they speak something called Taiwanese. So let us look at my files. There's a song called, in Chinese it is called Sa Satu. Could be wrong. But I'm looking for the file. My file is in my fun stuff folder where I have songs. And let us listen. Start off this Holy Bible reading and explaining with, Joel Osteen, Pastor Joel Osteen likes to start off his services with a joke. But we will learn to appreciate Taiwanese music, pop music. But Jay Chou and even Cindy Yen, these super secretly are Christians. So let's listen to this song called Sand Painting. Where is it? Here it is. So remember Jesus Christ, when he was protecting a woman, these lousy Pharisees were throwing rocks at her. And he knelt down and wrote in the sand with his finger. And then he told them to back off. Don't hurt this woman. He really did. He knelt down. If you read the Holy Bible, he knelt down and wrote in the sand, in the dirt. So that is I believe that is the painting is a reference to the Lord Jesus writing, in the sand or in the dirt, when he was saving a woman from being rocked or stoned to death by some lousy priests called Pharisees.我照着以撒拉，对Jesus无暇。我跟着正在比萨瑟比法下。这风景如画，院子里花洒，等最美的晚霞，等故事长大。用手中的留下画一个你啊，像说过的永远我们一定不会差。我的青春开始在喧哗，因为大声说爱你而沙哑。右手中右手轻拿着笔的脸颊，也答应说的都忘了，绝不会重画。许过的承诺我就不会再去拿，因为我爱你呀。天色花有你的记忆，干燥成瓶中沙，小小冷淡想着你滴滴答答，擦美美的指甲和你泡的茶，原来幸福可以这么优雅。风沙，我只想能说啊，季风就挂，光比较这么傻，有的问题却可以比较傻，这不是说的一句话，爱转转玫瑰，为你，这风景如画。So, you may be them like this song. I like it. How is it Christian? Okay, let us take a look. There's a reference to Jesus. 我奉旨照着以撒郎对 Jesus 无暇。So let's look at the chorus. In my right hand there is sa hua. There's like a sand flower. Like Ika is one of them. Nia is you. It's like you are you. Is it from? It's like from him to her, and then jiosguo, like you said, the 永远 forever, woman, us, we won't suffer, or get worse. So when you accept Jesus Christ, you are headed for heaven, which is a better place. So you will get better and better, and then it is for eternity, because it is like you will live there forever, So 一定不会差 is like you will not get worse or suffer. Because heaven is supposed to be a perfect place where there's no more death, no more tears, and no more pain. 我我来青春. 青春 is like your, you have your best years. 开始 begin 在生花. 生花 is the blossom, like. So I come to my best years, beginning to blossom. So they're saying that, they're secret Christians. So since they received the Lord Jesus, their lives, even though they're getting older, they're like, I'm still at my best. I feel like I'm at my best, and, I'm starting to even like see new things, that life is beautiful. I'm growing, and I'm getting even better in these areas. And it says, 因为 because 大声说爱你啊, because I loudly say I love you. Yah is like the Father of the Lord Jesus Christ, the Abba Father. Because I say to the one true God, I love you. Yep. There are many, you have to just study the song. It gets boring if I explain it all to you. You like the song and you try to read it. It's poetic. Alright, so let's get to our reading, which is Esther. So Esther, remember, it is after Nehemiah. So Esther 1, Queen Vashti deposed. This is what happened during the time of Xerxes. The Xerxes who ruled over 127 provinces, stretching from India to Kush. At that time, King Xerxes reigned from his royal throne in the citadel of Susa, and in the 3rd year of his reign, he gave a banquet for all his nobles and officials, the military leaders of Persia and Media, the princes and the nobles of the provinces were present. For a full 180 days he displayed the vast wealth of his kingdom and the splendor and glory of his majesty. When these days were over, the king gave a banquet lasting 7 days in the enclosed garden of the king's palace for all the people from the least to the greatest who were in the citadel of Susa. The garden had hangings of white and blue linen, fastened with cords of white linen and purple material, to silver rings on marble pillars. There were couches of gold and silver on a mosaic pavement of porphyry. What is porphyry? Let's look it up. It is a kind of rock, like granite tile. Marble, mother of pearl, and other costly stones. Wine was served in goblets of gold. It is nice that it's squealed. That's what it plans to achieve the next time we go into the century. Upload 7,000. So in When you went to his banquet, his party, you got to drink out of like cups that were made out of pure gold, each one different from the other. And the royal wine was abundant, in keeping with the king's liberality. So there's so much wine there, and the best wine. By the king's command, each guest was allowed to drink with no restrictions, for the king. Remember, this is not King David. He's not as good as King David. For the king instructed all the wine stewards to serve each man what he wished. Queen Vashti also gave a banquet for the women in the royal palace of King Xerxes on the 7th day, when King Xerxes was in high spirits from wine. From wine he commanded the 7 eunuchs who served him, Mehuman, Biztha. Okay, hold on. Okay, the 7 eunuchs are not. There's nothing bad about eunuchs who served the king. What it meant is, let's say they wanted to serve the king for 1 year. During that entire time, while they are on the job or like on the king's property, at the palace, they cannot have sex because the king cannot have his queens and princesses, touched by anyone else but him. So these eunuchs were very trusted, like the king trusted them, because for their entire that 1 year they would not have sex until they had to ride on a horse far away, and then they could have sex with someone. If you think about it, someone that's important, let's say that you could trust someone, this person, and you could choose this person or this other person. But this person will never touch your women. And then some of them thought in those ancient times, if he doesn't touch my woman, he probably won't touch anything of mine. He won't try to steal anything of mine. He won't try to steal my women. He won't steal anything at all. Shut up. Who swayed him? So Harbona, Bigtha, Abagtha, Zethar, and Carcass, to bring before him Queen Vashti, wearing her royal crown, in order to display her beauty to the people and nobles, for she was lovely to look at. But when the attendants delivered the king's command, Queen Vashti refused to come. Then the king became furious and burned with anger. Since it was customary for the king to consult experts in matters of law and justice, he spoke with the wise men who understood the times and were closest to the king: Karshena, Shethar, Admatha, Tarshish, Meres, Marsena, and Memucan, the 7 nobles of Persia and Media, who had special access to the king and were highest in the kingdom. According to law, what must be done to Queen Vashti? Queen Vashti's voice must be completely made Smurfy and not be allowed to sound like a grandma Treva. No, I'm just kidding. He asked, "She has not obeyed the command of King Xerxes that the eunuchs have taken to her. Then Memucan replied in the presence of the king and the nobles, Queen Vashti has done wrong, not only against the king, but also against all the nobles and the peoples of all the provinces of King Xerxes. For the queen's conduct will become known to all the women, and so they will despise their husbands, and say, King Xerxes commanded Queen Vashti to be brought before him. But she would not come. This very day the Persian and Median women of the nobility who have heard about the queen's conduct will respond to all the king's nobles in the same way. There will be no end of disrespect and discord. Therefore, if it pleases the king, let him issue a royal decree, and let it be written in the laws of Persia and Media, which cannot be repealed, that Vashti is never again to enter the presence of King Xerxes. Also, let the king give her royal position to someone else who is better than she. The king, in the secret, wanted to give her position, to make fun of her, to an ugly Jew lady. Then when the king's edict is proclaimed throughout all his vast realm, all the women will respect their husbands, from the least to the greatest. The king and his nobles. Esther. The king and his nobles were pleased with this advice. So the king did as Memucan proposed. He sent dispatches to all parts of the kingdom, to each province in its own script, and to each people in their own language, proclaiming that every man should be ruler over his own house, using his native tongue. That is Esther 1. Thanks for listening. Remember, keep God first. He'll take your places, and believe in the Lord Jesus.